In 2021, Tata brought back the famed Safari name to an all-new SUV package, and well, the Tata Safari SUV created quite a lot of stir. In these last 2 years, the Safari has done fairly well for the company, and now it is time for the first real facelift update to this model. As is evident from the face, there are a lot of changes on the outside of the Safari and a whole lot of feature additions and changes on the inside of this car as well. You're watching HD Auto. I'm your host Shubhadeep, and today we're taking a very close look at the all-new 2023 Tata Safari. The new Safari essentially inherits a lot from the preceding model, and as with facelifts dimensionally, this car still has the same proportions as the preceding model. And yet, in terms of many of its design characteristics, much has changed. The biggest highlight though is this grille here, which is absolutely new and looks very modern, very premium and very contemporary. The headlight and fog light design too have been completely reworked. The housing is one same unit, but now instead of the hexagonal pattern, the shape that we had in the preceding model, it's a vertically oriented one with a nice Safari lettering if you look closely in the middle. So that's a nice touch too. But for me, the biggest highlight are the LED DRLs, which now stretch from one end of the vehicle's face to the other, and these LED DRLs have their own illumination signature for goodbye and welcome when you turn off or on the car. The other side, the Safari stands on 19-inch wheels. The alloy design has been completely reworked. Personally, I'm not too taken with this new alloy design, but I'm sure there are going to be a lot of you who would prefer this new design. The side profile also sports the Safari lettering. This one is in a dual shade, so the roof and the ORVMs are in a shade of black. The large windows have always been appreciated by Safari customers and potential Safari customers, so that continues, and that's a job well done. And overall, the fact that there is minimal use of chrome, Tata tells us, is a conscious decision. The light signature has been carried back to the rear of the profile as well. Again, stretches from one brake light on the left to the other on the right. And again, much like the DRLs at the front, they have their own illumination for hello and farewell. A practical feature addition at the rear is also the fact that you can control the trunk through just, well, motion, and all you have to do is that's it. And if you have your big shopping bags, then well, you can easily open the trunk and plant everything inside. It's not a unique feature, but it's a good feature to now come on the Safari as well. Press of a button, of course, and this goes back in. Now, very interestingly, a lot has been changed on the inside of the new Safari as well, so come, let's take a look. The fit, the feel and finish inside the new Safari are several notches above even what the preceding Safari had on offer. In fact, Tata should take this as a compliment. The new Safari doesn't seem like a Tata model at all. That's mostly thanks to the feature updates and the upholstery additions here and there. Let's just start first up with the main infotainment screen. It's a 12-inch unit. It's got a nice high-definition feed from the 360-degree cameras that are all around this car. The touch interface is very easy to use. The display otherwise is also very crisp and doesn't reflect all that much glare, although yes, it does attract quite a bit of fingerprints. Now, you can use this for navigation, but you can also use Apple CarPlay specifically and put the navigation feed onto the 10-inch driver display as well. The driver display measures around 10 inches. It's an all-digital driver display, so that's great as well. And the steering wheel, once again, has been updated. You've seen the steering wheel on the new Nexon, but it also makes its debut on the Safari model, complete with the backlit Tata logo. It's a 4-spoke steering and can be adjusted for both rake and reach via a lever at the bottom. Safari now also comes with paddle shifter, so that should give you more control if you choose the automatic version of this vehicle. Because we're talking about the automatic, let's just talk a little bit more about the center console itself. You get the gear lever here, looks quite smart. You get an all-new rotary dial to select between different terrain modes. You can select between normal, that's for your daily city rides and drives. You can choose a wet road condition and a rough road if you are on some little bit of challenging road conditions. Of course, the Safari is no 4x4, so do keep that in mind. In terms of the feature list, you get mood lighting, you get dual zone climate control, you get wireless charging. The pad for wireless charging is right here on the center console. Apart from wireless charging, you get plenty of ports as well to charge your phone. You get a conventional USB point, you get a Type-C point here. Under the armrest too, there is a 12-volt charging point and another USB point and a Type-C point. You get some storage space for knickknacks here under the center console as well. Now you get voice activation commands, and you can make use of Amazon Alexa, you can get Google Home, and you can use the native app on the car as well. So for example, if I want to close the sunroof, all I have to do is say, "Hey Alexa, close sunroof."
Okay.
And it's really as easy as that. Now, because I said this car comes feature packed, and the feature list actually doesn't end there. The Safari has always had ventilated front seats and ventilated middle row captain seats as well. It gets memory function for the front two seats. You get air purification system as well. But while the feature list is quite extensive, and Tata is taking the fight right to the Korean camp, especially because Korean brands pride themselves in the number of features they pack into their respective models. Apart from the feature list, there is a whole lot of aesthetic changes that is going on around this car. The primary highlight is the layered dashboard and the trim that the Safari gets here. Right in the middle, you get a nice wood finish on this particular variant or persona. Depending on which variant / persona you choose, the trim and the insert here will change. You get some soft touch materials on the center console as well. But what I don't exactly like is that the center console, the materials used is very, very prone to scratches. So even the short time that we've so far spent with this car, we've actually unintentionally managed to put a lot of scratches here. So over a period of time, this may just look a little shabby unless you put some cover on this. As far as your audio visual requirements are concerned, this car comes with as many as 10 speakers and as many as 13 JBL sound signatures. Those are essentially equalizers that this car has, and each signature has its very own unique element. Now, while it's been good fun trying and testing all the features that the Safari packs in, the real test as always lies in how it drives. Mechanically, nothing has changed on the Safari, but let me tell you how it continues to move out in the real world conditions. The Safari continues to draw its power from its Cryotech 2-litre turbocharged diesel motor that also still does duty on the Harrier. It comes mated to a 6-speed manual, which is across all variants, while the 6-speed auto gearbox comes on variants Adventure onwards. There's nothing that's remarkably new about the Safari's drivetrain, and that's fine for most parts. A wide power band and multiple drive modes remain stellar highlights, even if there is still persisting growl from under the hood that reiterates that this here is a diesel engine. Braking too could have been tweaked a bit more to have more bite. The soft side suspensions, however, are good over bad roads, while the heft to the steering has been retained. There are a plethora of driver assistance systems, but we were unable to test these enough for an informed comment. The new Safari looks better, feels better, and drives as well as it always has. But not having that petrol engine option is a miss, and this new updated model will come at a premium price point. What do you make of the new and updated Safari? Do let us know, and do not forget to check out our in-depth written review as well. In this episode, that's all the time we have. Thank you for watching.